to another video by Mr. Project. I'm glad you can all join us. This video is going to be very different. Let's check out what I'm going to do right now. If you follow the community page on my YouTube, you will know exactly why the boot is popped, because we are going to be installing a sound system into the boot of this, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do it. Let's go and check it out. You might be wondering why I'm working on the boot and putting an audio system in the car. I'd seen a post, and I actually seen someone in the car club, a couple of different people that had boot setups, and I think, you know what, there's nothing else in there. I may as well make it look half decent. And I don't really listen to the radio in the car, but I guess from now on we'll have some tunes on, and it's going to look a lot better than what it is now. The boot, there's not much going on in there. Dirty old bit of carpet, a battery, the spare wheel, which is taken out. Let's go and have a little look at the sub box that I've got. A friend of mine, Taylor, he made this sub box about 20 years ago, he said. He's just pulled it out of his car because he was making another one exactly the same. Just wanted to make a new one, and he's redoing his whole boot. So he was kind enough to give me this sub box. So I'm pretty much, what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do both cars, I'm going to be copying this, and I'm going to make the same for both boots. Don't know whether or not I'm going to do the same exact thing in both boots. This front piece here, I'm probably not going to use. I'm going to make a new one, and I'll tell you why later in the video. I'm happy that he gave me this box. It saves me making one. The dimensions are, it's 800 wide. It's got some drawing and stuff on it, but this is all going to be covered in grey carpet. I'll show you in a minute exactly what I'm going to do. But I'm going to copy this box into the next car, and it's all been, I think it's been fiberglassed up, or fiberglass resin to stop vibration. But this is what we'll be using in the purple car, and then we'll make a new one for this car. It's getting pretty dark in here, that's why the picture quality is not the best. But with any project, you need a bit of cardboard so we can make some templates. So that's why I've got this bit of cardboard. We have some, what is this, 6mm? Yeah, this is 6mm, 1830 by 915 MDF. And then we've got some 12mm, which this one here will be our false floor, because we're going to be making a false floor. And these two here should be our sides. And that right there is our carpet. We'll be wrapping everything in this coloured carpet. It's grey, so it's similar to the colour of the interior. I really wanted black, but they didn't have any, so I just went with the grey. This is the head unit that we are going to be using to power our sound system. Bluetooth, you know, it's nothing fancy, it's good enough, that's all we really need. It was $149 from Supercheap. So I just went one of those, because, you know, it'll do the job. I'll give you a little taste on exactly what it's going to look like. That's pretty much what it's going to look like. That's where this sub box came from. And now it's going to go into the boot of my car. And hopefully we can do something similar setup. And we're going to get started. We're going to get our cardboard templates, and we're going to start marking out and making the false floor. And then once we make our false floor, we'll go on from there. But before we even do any of that, I'm going to pop this in the boot and show you how it's going to look. That's basically how the sub box sits in the car. I'm going to pop the front on so you can get a better understanding of what it's going to look like. Basically what we're going for, and then we're going to have our false walls and false floor, and hopefully it's going to look pretty good, and everything will be done in grey and you won't be able to see nothing. I'm still waiting on the subs and the amp to come in the mail. I didn't go and buy them locally. I did go down to Supercheap and have a little look. They were charging $160 for one 12-inch sub. I got two Boss Audio 12-inch subs for $160 online, and then I just bought a cheap, I can't even remember the name of the brand, just a cheap amp that should do the job. Hopefully, if it doesn't, then I'll just go out and buy another one, but we're still waiting on them to come in the mail, and that's why I haven't shown you yet. But when they come, you will see them later on in this video. What have we got here? A little bit of paperwork about what they are. We'll just grab these out and we'll have a good look at them. Inside another box. Oh, they might want to make it hard. Or is it in the box or not? These are the subs, Boss Audio. They look pretty decent quality. Not too bad. One thing I have noticed is I think the speakers inside this were maybe 13 inch or 14 inch. I'm not too sure. Anyway, luckily I'm going to be making a new front plate, but we ended up getting two of these. I'll grab the other one and we'll have a look. There they both are. 212, so we're going to make a new back plate, obviously. And we're going to mount these in, but we're still waiting for our amp and all of our cords and wires and stuff that we're going to need to make this. So our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to probably start making the floor. I'm going to make like a stick pattern, and I'm going to show you all how I'm going to do this, and we'll go through it step by step, hopefully. Got the tape measure out. We are going to be starting this off with making a new panel for the subs to sit in, because those holes are too big and the back panel is too small for my liking. We're going to extend it and make it come out here. So that'll be the first thing, and once I make the new back panel, we'll start making the floor, and then we'll continue on and make the two sides. After yesterday's experience trying to do this boot setup, I am now going to go down to someone that's already done it, and I'm going to trace out the front panel, and that's going to save me a lot of drama and a lot of time trying to make this panel when someone's already done it. It's just easier to go down and trace that. So I'm heading down there now, going to trace it out and then head home and cut it out, and then that should set us in the right direction to finish off this boot install. Let's go get it done. After my 2.5 to 3 hour round trip, going to Bunnings twice, going to Taylor's house to go and get some templates made up, I thought it'd be a lot quicker than trying to make my own. I'm going to show you what I came up with yesterday and the reason why it's not going to work, and the reason why I'm changing the idea. Let's have a look. So I decided yesterday I'd cut these on an angle. I made sort of a temporary floor. It's not the best. I sort of just chucked it in there just for a quick throw it together job. Just sort of used it as a template. And then I thought, what I'll do is I'll cut another piece, which is what I've cut here. And I'll run them like so, and do the same on the other side, and then would carpet it all and it'd look very good. But the only problem is you can't close the boot. As the boot comes down, I'm gonna end up cutting a huge hole here, and you're going to be able to see in, and it's just absolutely pointless. So that is the reason why I've gone and got these templates. We'll go and get them now and we'll cut them out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So when I went down to Taylor's house, I just got his fake back wall and I just made a template out of it, and that is it there. Saves me a few hours of mucking around trying to figure it out. Thank you very much. And then the floor, I've got this cardboard template that we're going to trace out onto a bit of MDF, which is that other bit there. So let's get stuck into it. Just pulled everything back out of the boot. I'm going to leave the sub box there. I think what I'm going to do now, first thing is I'm going to make the false floor. Once the floor is in, I'm going to go out and cut the fake back wall, and then I'm going to end up making our bit for there. And then once all of that's done, I'll be able to make the side pieces. So go and cut the floor first and get that all in. I'll try and set the camera up so I can film me cutting it, but let's get it done. quick little mock-up to see what it's all going to look like. Not too bad, I'm pretty happy with that. So now the hard thing is going to be making our side pieces, which I'm feeling like that's going to really be a bit of a challenge. But once we have those two side pieces in, that's going to be pretty good. Actually, before we do that, we have to make the back piece here. Once we make that, we can do our side pieces. And then once everything's sort of sitting in there the way I want it, then we'll pull it all out, wrap it, glue it down, staple it down, and hopefully it all is going to look pretty good. It's now pretty late, Saturday night. I just thought I would give you a little update on what I've actually done. So we made this back piece, which turned out pretty good. And that is just a rough template. Obviously, that's not going to be the final finish because there's a few gaps in it. So I'm going to have to cut some new ones. But that's basically what we're going for. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And we will end up mounting the battery as far in as possible. And then we're going to have to make another one with a cutout on it. But that is pretty much the look we're going for. It's going to look really good when we wrap it in the carpet. Well, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Otherwise, you'd probably be waiting about, who knows, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for this video to come out. And it ended up being about 25 minutes long. So I thought I'd do a part 1. And then next week or whenever it happens, I'll do a part 2. But that is the stage where I'm up to in the boot install. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I really highly recommend that you just hit the subscribe button, because then you know you're going to get notifications. You're going to, oh, Mr. Project's got another video, and you can click on it straight away, and you're going to know that I've got another video. So, but anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'll see you on the next one. Catch you all later.